Hey guys, I'm exhausted. I wanted to come on here real quick and let you guys know that I'm fucking spent. It's only day 3, okay? Day 3 at the job, and I love it there. I love the staff. I just like the fact that there's a small group of us civilians in that building. We're all under different contracting agencies, and I work with mostly, military personnel. But there's a caveat, an issue, a problema, and that's the parking. Now, if you go to my live video that I did the other day, I spent a little bit of venting and ramping and raving a little bit about parking. But I don't think y'all understand the mentality and the anger I have for the parking downtown, okay? When I say I am spent, y'all, I'm running ragged on fumes. And I'm going to tell you why. So, basically, from what I was told, I was informed by the contractor, that they do not provide parking passes. I said, okay, that's cool. I understand. I'm a contractor. I'm a civilian. I'm not surprised. Then I asked, well, do you guys reimburse? Because one of the soldiers, or the sailors, whatever you want to call them, because they're all Navy personnel, he told me that his wife was a contractor as well, but I think she's like a GS civilian, federal civilian, whatever. But anyway, he said that she gets reimbursed for all her parking, and all she has to do is send in her parking receipts at the end of the month. I said, really? He said, yeah. He said, check into your company and see if they'll reimburse you for parking. I said, okay, bet. Mind you, they get parking passes because they're in uniform. I don't. But he did say not all of their active duty personnel do get access to like parking passes. But I'm just like, y'all got to have some type of designated parking for government employees. Like, this is crazy to me. And I wouldn't be bitching about the parking if it wasn't so high. Like, when I say it's high, y'all, it's expensive. It's costing me a lot. And it's making my brain cells spin to the point where I have to literally get off my day job, hop on something like DoorDash or Uber Eats just to scrape up extra coins until payday. Because mind y'all, I don't get my first check until the end of the month, damn near the 27th. So until the 27th comes, guess what? I'm playing delivery driver damn near every day just to make sure I scrape up enough coins for parking. So anyway, let me get to the point. The point is the amount that I'm literally throwing away every day at that job for parking, okay? This is just parking, is $8.99 across the street just to park my shit in the parking lot. So then I had sent another email, and I said, okay, so you don't provide parking passes. You don't reimburse for parking fees, which is beyond me. It baffles me how they're a contracting agency. They don't reimburse for contracting. I mean, not contracting, but for parking. I'm so delirious and tired, I can't even talk right now because I've been spent. I literally just got off the road, and it's after 10 o'clock. But anywho, I asked him, so do I have telework available in my contract? I would like to telework in that case, because if y'all are going to keep, shucking and jiving with this parking shit and not accommodate me at all whatsoever, trying to like alleviate the expenses, you might as well let me telework. I don't feel like coming here 5 days a week. It's bullshit. So then they was like, well, telework is an option in the contract. However, we only had one employee that did telework, and he only did it once a week the last time that he was under our agency. And he said it depends on the workload from the recruiting station that I'm currently working for. And depending on how heavy the workload is, it's up to them pretty much to let me telework from home. Telework is a fancy way of saying working half on site, half at home, or hybrid. So like an example would be 3 days on site, 2 days at home. I'm pretty sure y'all get the drift. Anyway, the garage I parked at yesterday that I found mysteriously 2 or 3 blocks around the corner from the building that I work at, it was slightly cheaper than a parking lot across the street from the building, but it was like by the hour. So say you park your car for like 3 hours, it's $3. Say you park your car for, I don't know, 8 hours, a full day like I did, guess what? It comes out to $8. So even if I parked in the garage, I'm spending damn near $10 each time I park my shit for 8 hours. So I said the garage is $8, the parking lot is $8.99. The parking lot down the street from the building, that's literally up the street because there's so many areas to park downtown, is worse. That parking lot said $19 a day. Now they do have monthly parking options. I checked into it, and the military guys told me that the cheapest one that they found was $120 a month for monthly parking. I don't think so. So I said, y'all basically telling me to my face I can't do shit about the parking fees. Now, one thing I will say that's good about my job, because they really are like not giving me real good options, I will say, is that they did offer a commuters program. They said that we do offer a commuters program pass for our contractors. I said, cool. Commuters program is basically a fancy way of saying you get a pass to take public transit. But that public transit is so limited here in the city that I'm in. So if I wanted to use it, if I signed up through the program, I would still have to put monies on the pass either way. Either direction you look at it, I'm losing money either way. Whether if it's a commuter's pass, whether if it's a monthly pass, or whether if it's just paying by the hour daily, literally in the parking lot or the garage. So I said, I haven't even checked the cost of the commuter's pass. I don't even know how much the rates are. But the reason why I say it's so limited, they only provide the buses. I haven't seen any trains around here. The only train I've seen downtown, the Amtrak. And the Amtrak, that goes from city to city. That's not around the city. So even if I were to get in this commuters program, it would be a waste of money in my opinion. Because why would I take the bus? There's no bus stop in front of my apartments. I would literally have to go about 5 blocks down the road in the shopping center that's nearby my apartments to catch the bus over there where all the homeless and the dope fiends are, which I don't want to do because it's so dangerous in certain areas of town. Just to go downtown, which only takes me about 15 to 20 minutes on average, depending on traffic in the morning. Because I don't even have to get on the freeway to go to work. I could just go straight through the side streets and go straight downtown. It's just a million red lights I have to go through. And I'm just like, if it only takes me 15 minutes tops or 20 minutes at the max just to get from my job or my home to my job, why in the world would I waste time getting a commuter's pass just to take the bus that's going to take at least 30 minutes to an hour just to get through downtown with all the bus stops? You got to think and be logical over here. If you think about it, even if I did take that bus down the street, as close as it is to my house, it's still going to take about 30 to 45 minutes with all the damn bus stops around town. There's a million bus stops. You have to remember, it don't matter how close you are. You're going to take time to get from point A to point B on a bus. And if that bus breaks down, God forbid, you're stuck like Chuck, you're late for work, you get ridden up and you get trouble or you get fired, whatever. And I'm not trying to encounter none of that shit during my probationary period as a contractor. So, long story short, I'm feeling spent and I'm annoyed. I'm hanging with the job. I love the job. I love the atmosphere. I love the crew. It's just, y'all got to do better. Like, my thing is, at least reimburse the contractors. Something. I understand the military folks have nothing to do with the contractors and their reimbursements since we're all under different agencies. But for the love of God, the least that the agency that I'm under could do is reimbursement. Now, my white friend that lives in Florida, she told me tonight when we was talking about it that I should save all my parking receipts and write it off on my taxes as a business expense. And I said, you know what? That's a good idea. So every time I park my car downtown, it's going to be a tax write-off at the end of the year, since nobody wants to reimburse me, which I think is so crazy. It's baffling to me because I'm just like, y'all expect me to go downtown 5 days a week, which is not a problem. And it's convenient because it's very close to home. But then at the same token, it's an inconvenience to me as a new hire, knowing I have to sacrifice between $8 to $10 a day, damn near, just to park my car. Just to say I want to park downtown. Because nobody wants to give me a freaking parking pass. I'm just so at a loss for words. Like, I shouldn't have to literally kill myself out here, being on the road, literally, damn near every day, like I said, just delivering and hustling back to back to back, scraping up coins just to make sure I have parking money. This is horrible. And I'm really annoyed. I really don't know what else to do. I really don't know what else to say because I heard it directly from the horse's mouth. The guy that I've been communicating with under the contracting agency that I work for, he's basically the head person in charge. He's the HNIC. So I'm just like, you're the head motherfucker in charge. You're the one who's done my onboarding and all that crap. And you mean to tell me that you can't pull some strings to help a sister out? Like, help me out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not understanding the bullshit. I'm not understanding the issue here. If you don't want to provide a parking pass, fine. But reimburse my black ass. Something. Because this is terrible. Because, like I said, I don't get my check to the end of the month. This is rough. And it's hard right now because I got loan motherfuckers attacking me, bill collectors attacking me left and right until payday comes. And like I said, I'm grateful for the opportunity, but it's putting a burden on my finances, and it's pissing me off because nobody's helping me with shit. Nobody. So I'm just like, you know, y'all got to give myself, you got to give me some grace here. You got to do something, like, at least give me a temporary pass. That's the least y'all could do. I'm pretty sure there's a way that these motherfuckers could give me a temporary pass. They just don't want to do it. I don't know why. Because the military guy that I spoke to earlier today, he told me that there's another guy that works under the same agency that I work for. He said he gets reimbursed. I said, how does he get reimbursed? When the guy that literally did my recruiting stuff, the guy that's in charge of all my crap, that sent me the onboarding and my time card shit, literally said that they don't reimburse none of their employees and they don't provide parking passes. They only provide a commuter's pass. It doesn't make any sense. And I was just like, yo, this some silly shit. I don't know if it's true or not. Maybe once upon a time he got reimbursed. I don't know, but I'm just stuck like Chuck. I'm just annoyed. And I'm just like, I'm tired of having to dig myself out of trenches and holes of debt and just knowing I have to sacrifice my hard-earned fucking money for dumb shit like parking. It's really stupid. I know this may not be such a big deal to some of y'all, and I get it. I know it's petty. I know it's not, very, critical or important, but it's critical to me. It's critical because of my current financial state, my current financial burden. Like, y'all don't understand the crap I'm literally going through. I literally had to tell about 2 or 3 different loan companies to delay ACH payments, aka bank drafts, till the first of the month because I don't have the shit until I get my check. I'm literally starting from the bottom up. I'm literally rebuilding my stuff right now. I'm literally rebuilding all the shit I've lost, sacrificing everything I've had coming here from Texas to Virginia. It's horrible. And it makes me so mad because I'm just in a position that I just can't fucking win. You know, I try to make a positive, thing about it. I try to remain positive, but it's hard trying to remain positive, and it's hard trying to remain happy when you keep getting constantly kicked down. You keep getting obstacles in your way. You keep getting the bullshit at the, just knowing that nobody will alleviate the fucking parking. Like, I'm really mad about that shit, I try to laugh it off, but it's not funny because it's really stressing me out. Like, y'all have no idea. And I was so goddamn over and stressed out today. During my little hustle and flow, I stopped by and ordered me a fucking large pizza with some wings. Because I said, I deserve this shit. After all the crap I've been dealing with and having to pay this parking, hell, I deserve a reward. Because I said, I'm not about to eat no nasty ass leftovers that I cooked from like 2 days ago. What's the point? And I was just like, let me grab something while I'm out here. Because the night before, I stopped at Jersey Mike's. It's one of my favorite sub sandwich spots. And I got me a sub and some chips. But by the time I got home off of DoorDash and Uber, just going back and forth, it was after like 10, 11 o'clock, about the same time. And by the time I got out the shower, I didn't finish my damn sub sandwich until damn near midnight. And I said, I can't eat after midnight. I can't do this every damn day. So what I've been doing, I just been literally multitasking. Get some food in between dashing and in between Uber Eats and eating and driving. It's horrible. Or making sure that I meal prep, the night before to have something. But it's ridiculous. And I'm damn sure not going to spend any more money on food either, because I went out earlier today with two of the people that I work with, and they're pretty cool. There's two black guys. One is another civilian. One is a sailor or whatever. And we went to some nice ass Mexican restaurant. It was decent. And they actually had a lunch special. I got lucky. I only paid like $15 or whatever. But even that, little as a purchase, it's just a burden. I can't afford to eat out every day at lunch. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to break my pockets to satisfy a motherfucker at work. Like, I'm not doing that. I only did it to be nice because I'm new. And I didn't want to seem like the asshole that didn't want to be around the coworkers because I just got there and I've only been there for 3 days. But tomorrow, now that I got this pizza, I'm eating leftover pizza. Best believe that. I'm putting that shit in a Tupperware because I saw that they had a microwave and a little mini fridge in the cubicle area that I'll be working in or whatever. So, yeah, I'm bringing lunch from this day forward. I don't care if it's a PB&J sandwich at this point. I'm bringing lunch because if I'm going to be sacrificing my hard-earned money, again, on pointless ass parking that should be free, in my opinion, because we are government employees, what's the use of fucking eating out? Like, there's no point. It's not a problem to eat out every once in a while. All I'm saying is that I'm not overdoing it because I'm trying to be frugal with my coins, and it's just hard, just penny pinching and shit, and just tallying up all the expenses. It's ridiculous. I'm not even buying shit out here. It's just literally gas delivery, parking now, gas delivery, parking. And it's just like, fuck. And I'm gonna tell y'all how rough it was tonight. It was so rough tonight. I only did Uber Eats the whole night since I noticed Uber Eats was on point and DoorDash was on that bullshit talking about it's not busy right now. Come back later on the app. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck DoorDash. Uber Eats was popping and locking. I've been out here so much, y'all. I actually got promoted to a new level because they have different levels of delivery things on the app where you got like Uber Pro, Uber Gold, you know what I'm talking about? Well, I'm Uber Platinum. To get Uber Platinum, you gotta do a lot of deliveries, okay? So once I hit Uber Platinum, now I have an option for preferred deliveries, which means I get more exclusive deliveries, and they're actually higher than normal, which is good. But the problem is when they add these preferred deliveries, I notice they're much longer too. So in reality, majority of my Uber money is going to gas. I'm gonna be flat out honest. It's majority of it's going to gas. And I only cashed out tonight about $75. I spent about 5 hours online, according to the app, and only did 10 deliveries. That was it. And this is right after work. I get off of work at 4 o'clock every day, apparently. And that's another thing I don't understand. Why isn't anybody giving me a legit schedule? I don't know. I already asked. I asked the people that's in the station that I'm working with, hey, what's my schedule? Oh, that's between you and your contractor agency. That has nothing to do with us. You have to email them and ask. So I did. And the same guy, the one that told me that I won't get reimbursed for parking, the one that told me that they can't do nothing about any type of parking, said, that's between you and your supervisor on that site. That has nothing to do with us. Whatever y'all agree with, that's your schedule. I said, well, I don't even know who my supervisor is. So, okay, whatever. So I said, fuck it. I'm not saying nothing else to that man because ain't nobody giving me no legit answer. So I just been going off of 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then the same man that has been useless to me this whole entire time emailed me tonight or earlier today and said, make sure you fill out your timesheet for the week because it's due. And I'm just like, but I've only been there for 3 days and Friday isn't here. I saw in the email instructions to fill out my timesheet on Thursday or Friday, but he told me that they needed me to fill out my timesheet now for some odd reason for the rest of the week. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. But on the instructions that you sent me, it says that I'm not supposed to submit it until Friday. So I don't know what their deal is. They've been hounding me on silly shit like all week. And I'm just like, everything is confusing. I'm not getting legitimate answers about scheduling, which doesn't bother me. I don't give a damn. I don't mind coming in at 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. But my thing is, give me a legit answer. And then on top of that, the timesheet, that's a whole nother animal. It's a whole nother system, a whole nother app I have to go through to set that shit up. The only thing that I did get done today, thank you, Jesus, I set up my direct deposit. And I also elected my health benefits. Thank you, Jesus. That's like the only positive I will say about this contract in HC. They do provide benefits. By the grace of God, I got health benefits. Now, I didn't elect the regular health plan because they use Cigna. Cigna is not a bad healthcare agency. However, Cigna has very high rates. When I looked at just the employee by themselves alone for the deductions on payroll, that's like I said, $311. You're not taking $300 of my little ass check away. The fuck? I'm only getting $19 an hour. And you have to think, pre-tax is going to be state tax because, you know, Virginia has state tax, then federal tax, then Social Security, FICA, Medicare, Medicaid, whatever. I'm not doing no type of healthcare plan. Not for no $300 a month. No. So I said, that's a little steep for healthcare. The only good thing is, though, I got dental, I got vision, I got all the other stuff like hospital indemnity, critical illness, accident, D&D, whatever, AD&D, accidental dismemberment or whatever, short-term disability, long-term disability, blase, blase. I got all of that, which is cool. And for the actual healthcare portion, since I didn't actually select a plan, I actually selected an option that said medical FSA, flex savings account. So FSA is basically a fancy way of saying it's an account that you can contribute dollars to each month out of your paycheck for like the rest of the year that you're working. And I put a maximum threshold of like $1,000 deductible, right? So it's like $76.92 out of my paycheck each month for the next 13 months. So that means if I need to cover some out-of-pocket costs that the VA doesn't cover, because I go to the VA for everything, or some unexpected medical expenses like prescriptions or whatever that I need from like the pharmacy, if I'm outside of the VA, I could use that flex savings account money that I'm building right now through the job and just pay for it with a flex savings account card. I used to have a FSA or a HSA a long time ago. I just haven't used it in so long. So I said, I'm going to go ahead and do this flex savings account because that's a better deal than the actual healthcare plan itself. Because again, why would I pay $300 and it's just me? I don't have no dependents. That's stupid. And if you got dependents, oh, I feel sorry for you. That sucker said pre-tax $500 and $600 some dollars. I said, fuck no. That's half your check. And unless you're making six figures, shit, that's damn near your whole check. Because you don't make much, you know, as an entry-level contractor. Until you start getting promoted and you start getting some more money, shit, they ain't getting no regular healthcare plan out of my black ass, okay? But I also opted for, let's see, flex savings account, dental, vision, hospital indemnity, critical illness, short-term disability, long-term disability, legal. They provide legal advice. You can get legal advice from attorneys for like a low rate of like $20 a month out of your check. They can help you with like bankruptcies, car accidents. It's like a discounted deal that you get from the insurance. I also opted to elect identity theft protection, which is very cheap. It's like $5 out of my check. And that was pretty much it. And all together, with all my elections that I made, I'm only losing like $35 to $40. That's it. I'd rather do that, like I said, than lose $300 or $400 with the actual healthcare plan. So yeah, I just pick and chose little things. Now, the one cool thing I noticed on the healthcare benefits options when I was doing my elections, they do offer, if you do have dependents, dependent daycare assistance. It's like a program where you can use monies from your check to put like in a little allocation for daycare. And you can use that to cover your, you know, your child's daycare stuff. It's like some type of program that gives you discounts to daycare access. Then they also have another program called Pet Assure Insurance to cover costs for your like vet bills, your pet doctor visits, stuff like that. And I thought that was pretty cool. But other than that, that's the only thing that I can say that's the positive is the benefits. You do have options to get health, dental, sick, 401k, all the above. I'm already automatically enrolled in the 401k program, so that's a plus. Thank you, Jesus. It starts day one at the job. But other than that, like I said, my biggest complaint is the parking. Help us out with the parking. That's my biggest complaint. Because I did not sign up to lose damn near $10 a day. Y'all know how much money that is? Like, y'all understand how much money that is. Like, just put it in perspective. Like, just think about it. You're working, you're getting this money, you're waiting on your check. Just put yourself in my shoes, in my situation. You have nothing to your name. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. You're in the hole. You're in the negatives. You're broke. Zilch, zero, de nada. And you're out here scrambling, scouring the ends of the earth, all over this fucking city, playing delivery driver hoe, trying to scrape up some coins just to make sure that you can pay the bitch ass parking each day that you're at your job. Do you know how that feels? You know, I'm sorry I'm ranting and raving, but I just had to vent for a little bit and let this out because it's ridiculous. And it pisses me off. It really does. It pisses me off because I'm just like, y'all could do better. You know, like I said, I'm grateful and I'm blessed to be at my job. I just wish they would accommodate my needs with the parking better. At least reimburse me. I can understand not giving me a pass, but reimburse my black ass. That's all I'm saying. Because either way I look at it, it's not fair. I would have to literally claim every parking deal that I'm dealing with on my taxes since nobody's reimbursing me to get my monies back. And it's a lost cause. Literally. it's a lost cause. But yeah, it just fucking sucks, because I was just like, if they had a better transit system and they actually had the train, like a light rail versus the Amtrak here, then yeah, I would use that commuter's pass and take the light rail versus the stinking bus, because I don't want to take the bus. It's just too many crackheads on the bus. I'm sorry. I'm not too good for the bus. I'm not bougie or nothing, but all I'm saying is that I don't want to be put in certain environments where my life can be threatened and I'm just trying to get my black ass to work. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not trying to ride the bus to work. I refuse. Because the one time I did ride the city bus, I'm going to tell you, it was a complete nightmare and a clusterfuck. I rode the city bus, I think one time when I was living, matter of fact, I rode the city bus when I was living in Dallas. And I only did it because I did the parking ride, because I didn't want to park my car in the hood when I went to that movie premiere deal for that short film I did about a couple of years ago, right? So in order to avoid my car being broken into, I said, I'm going to do the parking ride and take the train and take the city bus to get to the building that I'm trying to get to for the movie premiere. So daylight was fine. I didn't have any problems on the train. I didn't have any problems on the metro bus. Their buses and trains in Dallas is called the DART, Dallas Area Rapid Transit. The DART is a hit or miss. Like, it literally is a dart. Like, you have to pick your poison. Depending on what side of the city you're on will determine the bullshit you're going to be dealing with. If you're going through downtown, good luck with all the homeless and the crackheads. It's the same shit. Because, baby, when I say I was afraid for my life when I hopped on the train from downtown Dallas, South Dallas, one of the worst areas of ever in the nation, all the way back up north to Frisco, McKinney area where I lived at, there was this black guy who appeared to be homeless, I believe. And he said, "Excuse me, does anybody have $10 to spare for an American citizen, blah, blah, blah?" Nobody said anything. He said, "Fuck y'all, fuck y'all." He just started screaming off the mouth like crazy, just talking to himself, screaming. Nobody said anything. Everybody had their headphones on, bopping, had their heads down, just ignoring the fuck out of him. And I kept hearing him clicking something. I got real scared. So I hope he ain't clicking on no gun, because I ain't trying to get shot up on this damn train. I'm just trying to get my black ass home. And ever since the DART experience with the crazy crackhead screaming at everybody for over $10 and threatening people, I said I will never ride a city bus again. I will never ride a city train again. Ever. Especially at nighttime. Because nighttime is the worst. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. You definitely don't want to ride that shit at night. Daytime, you might be lucky. It depending on where you are. It's a hit or miss. You might encounter some bullshit. You might not encounter no bullshit. But either way you look at it, it's dangerous, you know? So, like I said, my livelihood is more important than riding the public transit. That's all I'm saying. The only way I would do that commuter's pass, if they do offer the option to ride like in a government van, like a government vehicle. Because if they do that, then yeah, that would be perfect. Because at least I know I'm riding with sane individuals who work for the government in different agencies or whatever. And we're all riding together, going to fucking work. If they did that, just like they do at the VA, where they get a government van and pick up people in different areas and take them to work in the same building, that would be perfect. But the problem with the station that I'm at downtown is that there's only 2 of us, I found out, under the same agency. So I doubt that they will offer like a cargo van pool option for the commuter's pass. Now, unless they contract with like an actual commuter agency that does provide a van pool, like they have like all these different companies out here for like people who are disabled, and city van pools where they can pick you up and, you know, take you to whatever building you need to go to, then yeah, I will happily do that. At least I know that I'm riding in a vehicle with normal people who are normally going to work versus the public on the public transit. Because the public, like I said, is a hit and miss. You might get lucky, you may not be so lucky at all. and you might have to deal with the poverty and the chaos. And I'm not dealing with none of that. Hell no. Because when I say it's bad downtown, y'all, it's bad. Like, I saw the police at our building yesterday, and I didn't think nothing of it. They were talking to like some white ladies. I was thinking maybe somebody, is filing a report. They probably got harassed or something in their building, because there are homeless that linger around, but they walk by the building all the time. But I didn't think nothing of it. I come back today, there was a whole security guard in that building now. I said, what the fuck? Who is this nigga? I'm like, who is he? Some Muhammad motherfucker. And he was just sitting there looking crazy with his little security uniform on. And one of the guys, another civilian that works in the building, he comes up to the front desk where we were at. He's like, hey, what's up with the security guard in the building? What's that all about? We've never had security in this building. What's going on? He said, there was an incident yesterday. The police had to be called because there were some homeless that kept coming in our building, and they kept going and using the bathroom and stuff. And one of them got as far as up to the second floor. And they were walking around, just rambling around the floors, just high as a kite out of nowhere. And I was just like, first of all, how are they getting in the building if these buildings are locked when we leave? Like, how is that even possible? He said they're going through the turnstile. Our lobby is open. He said these doors to the recruiting station are locked. Nobody can't get in our recruiting stations. But the main doors to the main building of the lobby, those doors are always open 24/7. I said, that's stupid. Why would you leave your main lobby doors open like that? That doesn't make any sense. So when I found that shit out, I said, well, how are the homeless getting into the restrooms if the restrooms are coded? Because, certain areas of downtown, how you go to the restroom, you see like these little keypad codes. That's how you know it's a bad area. Well, they do that to keep the homeless out, so the homeless aren't tearing up the bathrooms. But for some reason, I found out from the coworkers that the homeless somehow got a hold of the codes, and they've been having to switch up the codes almost damn near every week, because once they figured it out, they've been going into the bathroom, and he said it smells bad in there. Like, motherfuckers would be up in there taking a shit, and you could just smell the stank coming off of them from the street, because they ain't bathing and shit. And I was like, oh, hell no. So when I went to the bathroom for the first time, because I had to go in there when I kept drinking water all day, trying to flush my kidneys and stuff, I go in that bathroom, whoo, it was lit up. I'm talking about must, stank, and poverty all up in that bathroom. And it's the women's bathroom. I'm just like, y'all got to get some spray for this shit. This is terrible. Like, what the fuck? So, yeah. Apparently, they've been having an issue where certain homeless people have been lingering around our building and been using our bathrooms and shit. And that's crazy. I said, and now y'all have to get a security guard just to make sure they stay out the fucking building. I said they should have been had security knowing that y'all's lobby stay open 24/7. That's crazy to me. But yeah, I was just like, y'all doing too much. Y'all got too much shit going on. I was done. But yeah, it's a lot of chaos. It's very chaotic downtown. And I was just thinking, like, all these fancy ass buildings out here, all these big ass skyscrapers, all these $1 million buildings. Y'all got all this damn money, and y'all can't even control the homelessness. Like, y'all, the least y'all could do is control that shit. Y'all make sure that motherfuckers are controlled with parking. Oh, because the meter maids don't play downtown, baby. Let me tell you, I saw them bastards a mile away in yellow vests coming out, popping tickets on people's cars. Matter of fact, one of the civilian ladies that works with us, she got popped with a ticket early in the morning. She said, I paid for parking at the parking meter and they still gave me a ticket. I said, what? She was like, yeah, I was only parked for like 5 minutes. I literally just parked there and they gave me a ticket on my car. I said, oh, hell no. I said, see, that's why I'm parking at the meters. I park where they have the mobile app, because they can't get you if you pay through the app, because it's a QR code. When you scan that QR code, You pop up the mobile app, you put in your license plate number, you put how many hours you want to pay for, and it sends you a receipt. So they already know that you prepaid for parking. On the other hand, metered parking is not the same thing. You park by a meter downtown, if they're really old school meters, you have to put the coins in them bitches. And if you don't put the coins in them, then you have to swipe your credit card on top of the meter to make sure you pay a little $2 or $3 for a maximum of 2 or 3 hours just to park on the street. Now, certain areas of downtown that have the newer, upgraded, QR code meters, you just scan the QR codes, the same thing, that you do for the parking garages and the parking lots, and you prepay on your mobile app. But yeah, I was just like, that's messed up. I said, you only park for 5 minutes at a meter and you already got a parking ticket. I said, that's crazy. What the fuck? But yeah, I was just like, y'all are doing too much. But yeah, I think they need to improve as far as like for civilian parking to make it fair for everybody, because it's not fair to me and it's not fair to anybody else that's not in uniform to get, exempt from parking. I would think, with all the stuff that they have downtown, that we would have some type of designated government parking strictly for government employees, because there's a lot of government buildings down there. It's not just a recruiting station. Right next to us is the Virginia Lottery building, is right next door. Then we also have the, what else is downtown over there? The Lottery building, Workers Commission building, and something else. Workers Comp Commission building, whatever you call it. And something else. There's some kind of other government building, but there's a lot of state buildings down there and federal buildings all on the same block. And like I said, you would think with all these government buildings, they would have some type of designated parking or some type of designated garage. They got to. Because I said, I know damn well the motherfucking big wigs up in there ain't paying for no fucking parking. I know they exempt. But they're also uniform personnel, which makes it different. But the people that aren't uniform, they should still be obligated to park for free. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, I'm not going to keep y'all longer on here. I'm not going to keep rambling. People are walking by looking at me crazy in my car. And I'm already home, so I just haven't gotten out the car. I just felt the need to pop out my phone and rant and rave because I didn't feel like doing it inside my apartment. Oh, and before I go, let me tell y'all. New suspicious character unlocked in my apartments. I saw on my camera last night, okay, that there was a big black guy who looked hella scary as fuck, kept staring deep into my camera as he walked by. You know how people like walk by your doorbell, like on your door, like, how you have a doorbell camera? Well, he walked by, I want to say at least 2 or 3 times on my doorbell camera last night. And I don't know what he was doing. I don't know if he was taking trash out or, going back and forth from his apartment, grabbing things. But the way he walked by with a sucker in his mouth, he just looked at my camera like this. And I'm just like, nigga, what is your deal? Like, get out my fucking camera. What the hell? He never did anything. He never said anything. He never knocked on my door. Hallelujah. But I'm just like, please don't be another stalker. I don't know you, bruh. Like, please don't be another stalker. I ain't got time for it. I already got rid of one. I don't need another one here. But I'm just saying, like, he's just big, black, burly motherfucker. He just look real crazy, bald head. And he just staring with bug eyes deep into my fucking doorbell camera each time he walked by. And I'm just like, ew. Like, it would be different if he did like a glance, because I know it's natural for people to naturally glance when they see something as they're walking down the hallway, because I do it all the time. But then I look down at my phone. I don't keep looking at the camera as I'm walking. As he's walking and he's wobbling, because the motherfucker's big, he's looking the whole time as he's walking by real slow. Like, are you trying to intimidate me, nigga? Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know what that's about. But all I'm saying is, don't be a creep and don't walk by somebody's doorbell camera staring as you can walk by the bitch the whole time. Like, OMG. It's like, God, I went from one weirdo to a complete psychopath that's staring at my camera. I mean, I could be wrong. He could be harmless, but you can't put shit past people. After the shit I done been through since I've been here, I don't trust shit here. I just don't. And I need to hurry up and switch apartment units too, because I still haven't moved units. I told the damn leasing people I plan to switch hopefully within the next couple of months. I told them to give me some time because I need to make sure I scrape up some money for movers, because that's another expense that I don't feel like paying just to move my shit to another floor. But yeah, I was just like, what the fuck is people's problems, and why are they so goddamn nosy around here? Like, mind your business and keep walking. Mind your business and keep walking. It's okay to glance every once in a while, but when you look deep, like you're looking deep into my soul in the camera lens as you're walking by, I have a problem with that. I'm sorry. Call me paranoid, whatever you want to call it, but I'm just on alert. I don't trust shit. I just don't. And even in this garage, I'm sitting in, my VIP handicap spot as usual, but I'm right by the elevator, so ain't nobody gonna do shit in this garage anyway, because there's a million people coming in and out this building off the elevator anyway in the parking garage. But as people are walking through the garage and they walking by my car, they be looking at me all up lopsided and crazy and shit. And I just be like, what is your deal? Mind your fucking business. Get out my face. Get out my business. Now, the white folks don't do that shit. They keep their fucking head down. I'm going to tell you that right now. The white folks that live here, they mind their fucking business. They don't be all up in my car when I be talking on the phone like this. They keep their head down. They keep a smile. They mind themselves. They talk amongst themselves, and they keep it pushing. But when it be a pack of Negroes and they be coming off the elevator, they will be like looking at me, and then they keep going, and then they turn around and look at me again. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm just like, I don't know. I might be slightly paranoid after my stalker encounter that I had back in March. But like I said, I don't trust shit over here. Man, woman, whatever. I don't trust shit. I just don't. Because you just don't know. You don't know who be lurking, who be watching and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I sent that that doorbell camera clip to my homegirls. And one of them back in Texas was like, girl, he just walking by. He ain't even do nothing. LOL. I said, the way he walked and looked the whole entire time, and he walked slow, was very intimidating. I have a problem with that. That's creepy. I said, and he didn't just walk by my camera once. I sent her the other clips. I said, he walked by my camera at least 2 or 3 times doing the same silly shit. And I'm just like, I have a problem with that. That's creepy. But anyway, she was like, child, please. That nigga ain't did shit. I was just like, okay. I said, do you not remember what happened to the last motherfucker that kept stalking me? Look where he's at now. He's gone. I said, I ain't got time for it. I just ain't got time for it. But anyway, I'm going to get off of here because I know it's after 11 o'clock by now. And I need to get up here and wash, get off these dirty ass clothes, get all the stank off of me, and get ready to get me some shut-eye, because I'm trying to get myself on a good sleep schedule so I can actually feel rested, because I've been restless. I've been very restless these past couple of days, and I've been trying to keep a good schedule of trying to go to bed like between 10:30 11 o'clock, but it has not been working too well. So yeah. I'm just so annoyed. I'm just over it. But anyway, y'all have a good night. I hope y'all enjoyed this lovely conversation, and I will talk to you guys next time. Peace.